Yeah.
Hi, welcome to this episode of Enchiridion. We have Tushar Gunderia, who's the head legal and compliance and company secretary for Blue Dart. Welcome, Tushar.
Hi. Hi. Yeah. Hi, Jaideep. Hi.
Tushar,
Thank you for having
us. Thank you for joining us. Tushar, let's start by talking about what's been your career journey. Can you please share that with the audience?
Oh, thank you. Thank you once again, Jaideep, for having me. I would say, as far as my career journey is there, the first of all, I would like to start from the beginning, if you don't mind. I started my career with a law firm, which is based at Mumbai. But prior to that, fortunately, I would say the city of Mumbai has given me a great opportunity. And I always take pride, I'm born, brought up, educated in Mumbai. I was at South Bombay. I did my graduation from Jaideep College. Thereafter, I did my law from Government Law College. And thereafter, I did my company secretarial course from the Institute of Company Secretaries of India. So being in that environment of, I would say in Mumbai and especially South Bombay, so I was always, surrounded by these regulatory authorities, I would say stock exchange and, Reserve Bank of India and SEBI and including high courts and all that. So when I started initially with as a trainee with advocate firm, which was incidentally at Fort only, exactly opposite Mumbai High Court. There I worked for almost 7 years. It was a really enriching experience there because that was the beginning of my career. And I used to go to various courts and various regulatory authorities. So right from the beginning, I got that opportunity of visiting the regulatory authorities. And thereafter, I joined one prominent, textile group, and also they are into saw pipes and also now into projects and real estate. So there I worked for almost 6 to 7 years. And that was also again just at 𝗕𝗵𝗊𝗕, Mumbai. There I worked as a company secretary and also into legal and compliance. But in addition to this, what I did, I was also supporting in the finance procurement function. So that, gave me the opportunity of interacting with prominent banks of India, all the banks and financial institutions. That was something a very different experience because, it was like a high pressure job because you have to obtain, some, loans and borrowings and sanction letter. You have to do compliance of the terms and conditions of the sanction letter. The amount, should get credited to your bank account at a short period of time. And it involved a lot of coordination skills, visiting banks. So it gave me a lot of external exposure. And there I worked for almost 6 to 7 years. And then I joined Blue Dart Express Limited. And presently as a head legal and compliance and company secretary, and enjoying my work. And it has been a very long journey. It's almost 23 years with Blue Dart. I joined in 1998. And when I joined, I thought it may be a short tenure, but it has been so enriching. It has been so fantastic and so much of learning, So and we are a part of now 𝗕𝗕𝗍𝗄, world-renowned logistics group, German logistics group. So that because that acquisition took place in the year 2004-05. So it's almost 15 years, that 𝗕𝗕𝗍𝗄 is a majority stakeholder of Blue Dart Express. So a lot of new things in terms of compliance policies, code of conduct, and a lot of good things in terms of new policies, integration of alignment with the parent group and all that. So here I am handling this, and of course, as a part of the litigations team, there are always some small litigations which you have to handle. We, as a compliance, we also have a fortunately Legasis compliance software which we rolled out almost 5 to 6 years back, which has been really operating so successfully. And we also generate a Legasis compliance certificates from all our respective regional heads and the functional heads, which is placed before the board also. So it gives a lot of comfort. It also has created a lot of compliance consciousness within the organization, even at a junior level. So, and apart from that, we have a within the organization contracts automation module is there. We are also thinking of having a litigation module which is called 𝗕𝗠𝗍𝗻. That will also help us to track and trace and monitor litigations, whatever. We don't have major litigations, but whatever small number of litigations, to control and monitor pan India, coordination with the local advocates. And the journey has been excellent, enriching, and fantastic so far.
Tushar, thank you so much. I nearly got the answer to my next question, but let me pose it to you as a blend of my follow-on question as well. So I'm sure you work on a lot of initiatives to strengthen the governance, risk, and compliance at Blue Dart, the nature of your role. What are some of the challenges that you came across, and what innovative solutions did you adopt or develop to overcome those challenges? Could you talk a little bit about that, please?
Yeah. So as I already briefly narrated to you, we have this compliance tool which is supporting us. We are in the process of implementing a litigation module, which is a 𝗕𝗠𝗍𝗻. We already have, we have a lot of channel partners, being into the service industry, there are a lot of channel partners contracts. So which is all driven centrally, and it is, a lot of agreements and contracts get processed. So there is an automation in place in terms of contracts processing. And, we have the system of MIS, like which we share with our, regional team. So by which, we have a constant monitoring of the, whatever the cases are there, whatever. And there is a lot of advisory services, legal advisory services. We also take care of IPR protection, intellectual property rights, wherever there is an infringement or something, legal notice and caution notice is issued. And being a company secretary, I also handle various meetings, statutory compliance, online annual general meetings, annual reports, and periodic SEBI and stock exchange related compliances. And I feel happy to share with you that, in the last so many years, we have not received any SEBI strictures or penalties or something. There has been an absolutely fantastic track record. And also, it's already in the public domain. We also got 2 years back, the prestigious Golden Peacock Award for ethics and good governance. So that also created a lot of confidence. And as a part of the global compliance group, as a part of the German logistics group, we have there several global compliance policies as well in the areas of hospitality, then competition compliance policy, anti-corruption and money laundering. So that also, and human rights, which is a new area, URI policy, they call it human rights policy. So all those things also we try to cultivate that atmosphere of making a awareness. And as a good practice, and as a part of the process, we also have a compliance week once in a year. So, where we conduct a training program for our senior management team and the management team, apart from periodic dissemination of compliance news on the matter. And also we do regulatory updates, that regulatory bulletin, what we circulate, whatever the new judicial pronouncements are there, we circulate amongst the team.
So nice, and congratulations on winning that award. It's a very prestigious one, and I'm sure it reflects all the great work that you all have been doing. So, Tushar, clearly your field has a lot of dynamism, and I've been talking to a few other industry leaders like you, and the overall theme is that we are literally living the VUCA. Things are very dynamic, high velocity. How do you keep yourself up to date? I mean, I know you spoke about having bulletins and research and all of that, but there is a general need as a leader to stay abreast of the developments of the industry and the domain. How do you manage to do that?
Yeah, so the best part would be, by nature, I am, a very social personality, and I would say quite a knowledge thirsty personality. So I have a lot of professional friends and colleagues, they are also equally at a very high level positions. So we have a daily interaction with them, not daily, I would say, maybe periodic interaction with them. I attend a lot of conferences, seminars, and, of course, and we are surrounded by all excellent, great quality, advisors, so they keep us updated, and we also seek their advice as and when required. So as a part of the process, being a listed organization, we also have, which is nothing but a mandatory requirement, risk workshops are conducted once in a year, and that is facilitated by our internal auditors. So where the organization risk mitigation plans, everything is plotted, and the measures which are to be taken, that is also constantly being reviewed, and whatever necessary steps and measures are required to be taken, it is taken. So it's like knowing the things from your professional colleagues, from your advisors. Then I read a lot. I read many newspapers. I see all the good prominent channels like BBC and CNBC and CNN live news. I read even Wall Street Journal, if not, it's once in a while, periodically. So that keeps me abreast of a lot of, what is happening around the globe. And then you get connect with the good people, and you come to know what is happening in your organization, what policies you have developed. And we try to have in the last 3-4 years, we also had a lot of new policies, and we keep updating those policies. And a lot of judicial pronouncements also automatically makes us aware of new things. Yeah.
Very nice, Tushar. Let's try and understand you better. So when you're not busy working or networking with work colleagues or colleagues across the industry, what do you do during your leisure? How do you rejuvenate yourself?
As I said, apart from being a knowledge-thirsty personality, I would say, I am quite fond of traveling also. I have, fortunately, traveled across the globe, so, and I very strongly believe that, traveling gives you that recreation, what is required, in this stressful corporate life, because whether we admit or not, all the corporate executives in the last 5 to 7 years, they're always under, constant challenges, pressures, and they are so busy. So you need that break once in 6 months. So I make it a point, not that, to get some recreation, but since I am also fond of traveling. So I keep traveling with the family. We also go with the friends. So that gives me that rejuvenates a person, it gives a good break. Then again, you are recharged to do your duties.
Very nice. Just out of curiosity, which is the place that you like to visit the most often?
I would say, that is the most prominent country, US, where I have visited almost 5 to 6 times. And I don't mind going there again and again, because that is a country I believe it gives you a lot of exposure.
Right.
Apart from, of course, European nations, which have a lot of historical sites.
Yeah, you're so right about Europe having a lot of historical sites, and the US can boast a lot about their national parks. So both are equally attractive. But Tushar, before we lose you and wind up this episode, is there a message that you'd like to share with our young professionals or the community at large?
See, what I have found is, there is no substitute for hard work, be it any profession. So that always holds good. And as long as you do your duties, sincerely, with honesty, dedication, and, you pursue your, efforts towards the goal, what you are aiming or aspiring for, ultimately you will achieve it. That is what, and one needs to be always optimist. That's what I feel. And I don't mind sharing one example of my career where, I cleared all the groups of profession, but one group was left pending, so which I had to attempt for 2-3 times, but I ultimately cleared it. So, the point is you have to be persistent in your efforts. And as I said, apart from networking, in today's, if I have to say, one has to be an excellent administrator as well, excellent coordinator, excellent administrator, excellent communicator, be it your writing skills or as an excellent orator one should be in their profession. And being into legal and compliance profession, my very famous quote, which I keep sharing my team and all across, is the world famous quote of Warren Buffett, who has said that if you believe compliance is nuisance or expensive, try non-compliance. It takes 20 years to build a reputation and corporate image, and it may take just 5 minutes to ruin it. That is a lovely quote and very strong and powerful quote, at least for the legal and compliance professionals.
Tushar, thank you so much. I think that is a very strong message. It was really a pleasure hosting you on this episode of Enchiridion. Once again, thank you so much for joining us. Have a great day ahead.
Thank you so much, Jaideep. Thank you so much. Thank you.